But we start here first at 5. It's been 2 years to the day since Concord police officer Jason Shuping lost his life in the line of duty. Police say a suspected carjacker shot him.
He was just 25 years old and had only been on the job for 18 months when all of this happened. His partner, Officer Kaleb Robinson, was also wounded by gunfire that night. And now Robinson is back on the job, still working in law enforcement with a different agency. He sat down with our Chloe Leshner to reflect on what today means to him and what life has been like since that tragic day. Chloe joining us live now from the Concord Police Department. What was today's conversation like?
Hey, Vanessa and Fred. Yeah, behind me you can see the memorial that was dedicated to Officer Shuping exactly a year ago. They just turned those blue lights on within the last few minutes. It's a day that absolutely changed this community, that changed Kaleb Robinson's life, to say the least. But he says today should be about Officer Shuping and ensuring that his legacy lives on. It was an ordinary night.
Show up, roll call, and then hit the streets patrolling.
Until it wasn't.
Injured 11, gunshot wound.
December 16th, 2020 changed everything for Kaleb Robinson.
And I remember seeing the gun and hearing the shots, and then it all kind of went black.
He now works as a special agent with the North Carolina State Bureau of Investigations. But at the time, he was a Concord police officer working alongside Officer Jason Shuping as they searched for the suspect in a possible carjacking.
It was another officer's call. I was just assisting him. We roll up on the car, nobody in it. Radio call from another law enforcement officer, and when we got to the Sonic, we saw the male matched the description we had gotten. He was heading towards like the back of the Sonic, and we went and made contact with him.
Both were shot in the confrontation. Shuping was killed.
I remember seeing Jason had gone down. He still had a suspect that was loose, and he had already shot at officers, and I didn't know where he was at where he had gone to at the time. I went over to Jason. I mean, there was a lot of unknowns we were figuring out and trying to get help to us. And Jason at that time was kind of my priority. As I went over to him, I was kind of trying to get him to, respond to me, do something. I mean, we were still in an active scene, so we were still kind of dealing with that, but doing as much as I could at the time, not knowing the extent of his injuries or anything on the scene. I know I didn't really find out I was struck until really after everybody showed up, and I turned around and saw a hole in my handcuff pouch and realized it was probably a little more serious than what I initially felt.
In the hours after it happened, Chief Gary Gasick described Robinson as standing over Shuping, guarding and protecting him.
Saw one officer down in obvious grave condition, and the other officer that was injured that was standing nearby, guarding or protecting that injured officer.
They were not just partners on the job, but friends. They had gone to high school together and worked side by side most shifts.
We eat dinner at the district office about every night, but just a very whole genuine guy. He never met a stranger. He never, I never heard him talk bad about anybody. He was everyone's friend.
Robinson knows he's lucky he was able to return to the job.
I thought it would be a disservice to Jason and other guys if I called it quits after that, and I wasn't going to let that define my law enforcement career.
Robinson strives to be like Officer Jason Shuping every day.
He's left an impact on everybody he's met. I mean, if we had more officers like Jason, the world would be a better place, I believe, because that's one thing that I wish I could teach, is to give officers that kind of personality and that way of being, because he was just so understanding and would work with people a lot more, and I think we need more of that.
Earlier this year, Robinson and the 2 other officers on that scene received the Medal of Valor from President Biden. Officer Shuping's wife also accepted one on his behalf. Live in Concord, Chloe Leshner, WCNC Charlotte.
Hard to believe it's been 2 years since that dark day for our community. We are so grateful too for Robinson for just sharing that message and reminding us about what today is about. So thank you. Turning now to an update on North Lake Mall. CMPD telling us that it has arrested 3 people, including a teenager, over yesterday's shooting at Northlake. Police telling us that one man is now facing attempted murder charges, while the two others are facing assault charges. That shooting, we told you before, hurt